what's up? Nice to see y'all in person finally. Oh my gosh. All right, so I don't have to touch anything. Okay, everything how that it's supposed to be. I'm doing everything right.
Two questions. What do you think D'arcy really wants at this stage in her life? In season 4.
Pues joder, se necesita un novio. Porque está sola y está preciosa, pero bueno. Sorry, I lived in Spain for a while, so I had to. She is... I would say boyfriend because I feel like the journey this character has gone from absolute rock bottom after rock bottom. I think she's finally at a place where she can love herself for the first time, and I think that will make her ready for a relationship. So I don't know. We'll see.
So D'arcy has always been my favorite class, season after season. She's messy, but in a nice, unapologetic way a lot of the time. When you get to play a character that is that free about kind of figuring out her life, how has she inspired you into just accepting things about yourself and how they are?
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen myself as a dramatic actor really before I started doing this show. I'm a comedian, and I still am. But as D'arcy, as kind of the show pushed me to do new things and do new scene work and go to new depths as D'arcy had to go reach new depths, I started to gain more confidence, and I think she taught me that. You know, I'm really going to miss her because of that. She gave me a lot.
D'arcy is really facing Redeemer's decision and really dealing with a lot that's been built up over the years. But how did you approach that for D'arcy going into this season?
It took a lot of preparation, but we had, again, years to get to this point. And, you know, the character of D'arcy is not in the original IP. She's not in the Dark Horse series, so we had a lot of creative freedom writing her character. And Chris and I have always been pretty explicit that eventually she would get to a place of healing. One way or another, we were going to get her into getting some help, you know, because sometimes that's an experience that we wanted to represent, that like not everybody can just bootstrap themselves into mental health, you know. So we really wanted to show what it takes for a character like D'arcy, who's very she's incredibly pretty selfish and pretty willful, what it takes for a character like that to finally surrender and reach out for help. And I've had that experience, so I really did draw on that for this season, but it's very satisfying, honestly. Yeah.
What were some of the challenges for this season for you? There was a lot this season.
Yes. We knew that we were going to be saying goodbye for sure at the beginning of the season. I think that, you know, you never know with this industry, but this whole series, you know, it's been, we film a season and then they're like, all right, nobody knows, you know, and it's just been will they, won't they, really anxiety producing. So it was actually kind of easier this time because we got to go slow and really, like, you know, we knew we were filming at the 59 for the last time, and I got to have my moment there. But in many ways, you know, it was like, finally, we're filming without the threat of COVID or a writer's strike, and we got to hit our stride, and then it was like, now it's over. But isn't that always the way, you know?
Are there any loose threads for D'arcy that you wish got tackled?
Any what?
Loose threads?
Yes, there are loose threads for D'arcy that I wish got tackled. We had a whole arc written with Justin Rain, the character, the actor that plays Elliot, that he was going to come back because we wanted that, like, that character, that relationship to rekindle because it was sort of representative of D'arcy's most, like, embarrassing moments. Her darkest moments are when this, like, great guy walked out on her. So we wanted them to have, like, a restart and have a refresh and be able to start from square one and, like, okay, like, let's do this in a responsible adult way. But we didn't have to do it. It's kind of just like, maybe it's for that's for the archive of our own writers. Yeah.
How is Alan as a director?
Oh, Alan is fantastic. and he should keep directing. I don't know if he wants to do that, but he is generous, and I loved working with Alan as a director. I cannot say enough good things because we got to see another side of him. He's generally very guarded when he's acting because he's got to protect his thing and his character, and it's like when he's a director, he was more vulnerable, and he opened up, and we got to see him sort of like struggle and juggle all the different pieces, and I felt like it was fascinating. It was fun.
One of my favorite things about this show is that you can tell you guys genuinely all love each other. Yeah. You guys just are talking, not even acting, just in general. How is it, doing this, kind of sending the show off and knowing that you're all here together to celebrate?
Yeah. I mean, it's great on one hand to be with these guys and to say goodbye to the show and to be with some of the fans, but we're not all here. I'm missing Liz, I'm missing Gary Farmer, I'm missing a whole bunch of people, and so that sort of is bittersweet. But we did have our opportunity to say goodbye on set where everybody, we were all aware of it. So, but again, you never know. You never know. The fans are adamant, and we're just getting more fans today, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, Firefly can do it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So you're a wisecrack. D'arcy's a wisecrack. How much of your humor, especially since D'arcy's a newer character for the show, how much of your humor informed the writing and those aspects of D'arcy?
How much of my... Well, that's kind of a Chris question. I can't really speak to what he did, but I remember him saying when I was filming the scene in the pilot with the funeral, and Harry was like opening up the coffin, and I had my ad-libs in that scene, like, oh, it's intense, but I like it. Like, he kind of saw that and was like, okay, I know who this character is. There was that moment of settling, like, okay, yeah. I had just come off filming Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, and there was this very body character that I played, Cousin Terry, and I kind of had a hard time letting go of that. That was such a fun character to play, so I brought a little bit of Terry in there, and I think that kind of married it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Your any favorite moment during the whole series that you want to share?
God, there's been so many. I mean, there's been so many at the same time. I wish there was more. The waltz scene, it's just an opening piece from last week's episode, but that was very difficult for everybody else because they were freezing cold. But it was really meaningful for me because I got to look around. I got to kind of stand still and look around and watch everybody that I love so much and all these characters that I love so much move around me. It was incredibly touching. Yeah.
Can I ask about Spain?
What's that?
Yes.
About Spain, okay. So you told me you live in Spain.
Yeah.
What do you like about my country?
I lived in Valencia for 6 months.
I live in Castellón.
Es valenciana.
Castellón, sí.
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 Pues entonces, intento en español, pero llegué en España intentando hablar en español. Tenía un como slight grasp del idioma, pero todo en mi escuela todo el mundo se habla catalán.
Ay, no, valenciano.
Sí, valenciano. Las clases, los maestros, todo en valenciano. Y digo, pero yo no sé. So it was very disorienting. I learned a ton though, and I made friends for life in Spain. I love it there so much. I haven't been back, honestly.
And when was that?
That was in 2002.
For how long?
2002 for 6 months. Later, I spent time in Argentina, so doing some translating work, so I got a better grasp of Spanish. But my heart is still always there in Spain. I met the people of Spain.
And
the food is incredible. I'm vegetarian, so everybody in Spain is confused about that. They're like, yes, but you eat meat. And you're like, no, vegetarian. They're like, okay, so only fish. Yeah, but I love the people from Spain. It's some of the best friends I have in my life. still living in stone. So.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, guys.